I think almost everyone is here. Looks like, yeah. Okay, so where I left, yeah, with stories, yeah. So, yeah, I was telling stories. Okay, so that was yeah, that was the kind of. I think in one question yesterday I read people are asking about me. One there was one question actually, and people often ask this: how these things are, how to say, taught, who witnessed this. Is it just a words of a high masters, or there are many things? Okay, so the first thing is that there are people who come back to the life when they did their mind consciousness hasn't left the body. The body hasn't become a corpse, so it's just an outer death, or maybe not inner death even, or it's a kind of journey itself, and there are stories and they come back. That's the one thing. And the second thing is that most of the beings, those are in intermediate states, some kind of mental beings. It's just a mind with having uh, a how to say, imagination form or body which is somehow connected with their previous body, and through this they travel their journey as a pardo beings. But some of them, they try to interact with a people who are still living, and especially those who became a spirits, ghost, and they often intervene in our life. They so-called all this medium, and all these are like a kind of this kind of mind. So their talks, their experience, and there are many of these kind of. mm, I will tell you a very interesting thing. uh, I often share this in every my pardo teaching, and this that thing happened in Dolpo, and a man disappeared. Nobody knows where, what happened. A man disappeared. After a few years, some one lady is possessed with something. Nobody knows what happened, and there's a traditional way to catch the spirit which is uh, how to say, enter into someone's body. So normally they tie this ring fingers with some holy thread like this, and this is the entrance, okay, entrance of the spirits. That's why when we do meditation, we close this entrance like this, not to be disturbed by these spirits. uh, okay, so that is the, because this goes direct to the heart is the base of the mind, so it's a connected. And at the same time, in the West, you put a ring, it touches the heart. Okay, I was in Mongolia. There's a medium, shaman Bo, and there's a young lady. I asked her because she invites her the spirits of her grand fathers, or like this forefathers, and like this. And I ask her, when they enter into your body, how you feel, what how you can, how to say, what experience do you have? And she told me she feels something happened from here. And that's interesting, all these tradition teachings, uh, how to say, connect. Anyway, so the girl was possessed, and they tied his finger and asked, "Who are you?" And then he said that the girl in the strange voice said, "I'm that man." I said, "What? And what happened to you?" I said, "I died." When? I said, I came from that village, and I was so drunk and I fell into that ravine. I said, "Really?" I said, "Yes." And then a group of people went into that ravine and found his remaining there, bones and everything. And nobody know if, even if he died or not or whatever. He just disappeared, and then he entered into someone's body and talked to his own families and like this, and it he led them to know where he fell down, and they found the remaining as a proof. And these are the things. And I have another very interesting story, and we don't have time because I've witnessed this in a many monastery in front of my master. So a couple fight for something, and then we realized that that was very interesting. Many of you already heard about this. I will put in a shortcut. A couple came to in front of my master, and then they said that their daughter is possessed with something. And then later we found that daughter was possessed by a lady, and then asked lady, "Who are you?" And the lady says, "I'm mother of the daughter." And then this there was the daughter was possessed, and their brother was there, and brother was looking at his parent. And then what happened was a secret reveal. These two kids doesn't know that the lady who's standing is not their mother, and their mother passed away when she gave a birth to the daughter. And then man suffered a lot, and this lady helped him very much. And then she promised that I won't give a lack of feeling or experience to them that their mother passed away. I will contribute or serve myself as a mother. And she did it, and nobody know that she's not mother of them. But someone in the intermediate state was not happy. Someone in the intermediate state was not happy because her children are calling someone else a mother. So she struggled for 3 years to come to tell the children that she's not your mother, I'm your mother. The most funny thing is that they argued in front of us. They said, "You didn't perform my funeral well." And he said, "No, I tried. I had a financial crisis that time." Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. You see, things this happens, and you cannot reject sometimes that these beings are living. So there are many how to say, stories, but these are which I witnessed, uh, which happens around me. So there are more stories about that. Anyway, so that's a part of it. If you think how this knowledge from thousands years came down with the more information, extra information, and like this. So like these are the uh, these are the way it comes when you give chance opportunity them to talk, and then you will know. And now in this modern world, you don't give a chance to them. If someone is possessed, you think is a mental illness, and inject them, tie them, and put in the bed. And there's no way to cure that. But we have seen this daughter, she was possessed and she came on right place and she was healed. Their problem was uh, uh, solved. Their problem was solved. Uh, how to say clearly? So these things, and also like there is a region in Kam which is called Hor. In that area, when the little kids talk strange things, they never ignore. They try to understand it. And then sometimes they says, oh, I'm not from here. I belong to some another village. I have a cat. I have a house. I have a horse like this. And then they help them to search this. And then sometimes they really confront a real house with a tree and a cat, dog, and everything. And then there's a connection of this life and past life. And they say it often happen with them because they don't ignore it. They give them opportunity. And here I have seen, he speaks very strange language. We don't know. The parents talk like this. He speaks strange language because something is connected with past or something is happening, or not because uh, like if he is picking this language, they will pick what you speak. So these are the connection. Okay. So now back to the how to say um, the most important pardo, nearby she pardo, the pardo of base, the pardo of dharmakaya, the pardo of emptiness, the pardo of what else? Yeah, everything. The most important pardo. So, so if you can maintain being in that state, then you remain in the tukdam. Otherwise, what happened is after that, so one moment, two moment, and three moment, in a five moment, after five moment, you experience the best opportunity experience. You confront, you see the natural state of mind, naked mind, everything without emotion, without veils, and like this, and then immediately everything go. You end up in a unconsciousness, nothing, blank. So that is the end. And this unconsciousness can last for at least 3 days. This unconsciousness. So we end up in the unconsciousness. The practitioners remain in the tuktam. That is the difference. Okay. And that is the moment actually one can perform a power to other. That is the moment where you can transfer their consciousness out of their body, make a way. Okay. And one again, never perform, or there's no tradition to perform a power to high lama, realized practitioner. We don't perform. That's the one thing. Okay. Never read a Pardo prayer to a high lama. When high lama passed away, never ever read a Pardo prayer. It's a wrong concept. The concept should be they don't have a Pardo journey. They go direct. Especially those who are recognized as a reincarnation. Because they, when it is said reincarnation, they reincarnated. Means they have a ability to wait to born. So you don't need to guide them. Okay. These concepts are very important because sometimes, oh, high lama passed away, and then suddenly people are trying to say, okay, pardo, or this is wrong concept. Okay. But sometimes we don't know, some ordinary people died, maybe he or she is very realized one, and still we did the wrong, we read a pardo prayer, but in the reality, she or he is much more achieved. This can happen, but you have to know where to read Pardo prayer and way to perform power for others. This is important things, okay? And then for at least a 3 days, the shortest period, 3 days, the consciousness still, the mind still remain there, but without, like, how you call it, without any activation, like completely unconsciousness, okay? And then sometimes they says that it can move throughout the body, even it can feel the beginning, and it shows from which part of the body the consciousness or the mind is coming out. And especially sometimes they see some kind of heat, charm or something. There are brief, no, detailed description about how it happens when the consciousness remain in the forehead, where there is how to say, third eye open. This course, it is called a we call zopu, zopu, zopu. Like this is a door, uh, gross door, and there's uh, how you call it, opposite of, how to say, subtle door, pure door, wisdom. So uh, third eyes in English use this, okay? So when it remains here, it's a good, but the actual way to come out is the crown chakra. This is the open where the consciousness should come out, okay? So 3 days still mind is there, completely not decayed, and like, and after 3 days, and then decaying start, and because the consciousness come out of the body, mm, when the consciousness or the mind, uh, or atma in Sanskrit, I think, uh, when it comes out of the body, and then everything starts from zero. Everything starts from zero, and from that zero, the second most important opportunity arises. First one is Dharmakaya Pardo. Now Sambhogakaya Pardo starts. Okay, it is called Ösalji Pardo, the Pardo of clarity. Pardo of clarity. Now everything start here to entering into a new life, to back, and all the way came already, and we ended up here, closing everything. We closed everything here, and then now it's starting everything. If anybody has experience of uh, like very precise experience of how he or she gain her consciousness after going into unconsciousness, and then you can understand that movement. The same procedure. It's something like you gain consciousness from the unconsciousness, or you wake up from the sleeping. Okay, it doesn't happen often when you sleeps in one bed in one room, but when you change the place and you sleep in a new place, and when you wake up and you have feeling where I am. Even in the middle of night, if you wake up, what what kind of table is in front of me? This happens. So something completely new, still you see table, they're completely new, because do you remember we have this how the all these negative emotions pacified, desire, anger, and ignorance pacified. Mind became like clear sky, no cloud, like clear sky, blue, clear, transparent, celestial, pure, whatever you name it. Like that's you just confront, direct your mind, and then you went unconsciousness, and then everything start. Now, first thing appear in the start is you just came out of the emptiness, and first thing you will interact is the sound of emptiness. Okay, sound of emptiness. Now this is a very important because it talks, it is connected with the, this is your mind. And in the beginning, when I talk about journey of your mind and body, I talk also with the origin of the world, and I said Big Bang is there. In the space, there was a Big Bang. I don't know. When the scientists discovered the theory about Big Bang, do you know? I want to know this. Is there a kind of written proof or something? Oh, it's too late. Okay. So Big Bang theory. So the Big Bang of your mind start here. You will hear the sound of emptiness. And some sort of this Big Bang is taught in the Tibetan teachings when the world is origin, mostly according to Dzogchen teaching. Okay, so here sound of emptiness and the light of the clarities and the rays of unity of the emptiness and clarity starts. And this is your second most important opportunity. It is opportunity because if you're able to see or take them or remember or realize these are just a manifestation of your mind, and then you are on the right place, and then you have an opportunity to achieve realization again. Otherwise, these manifestations or the sound of the emptiness, light of the clarity, and rays of the unity becomes something gross, and that manifests into different, and that drive into illusion, more illusion, piles of illusion, and then you wonder, and then you suffer. Okay. Okay. Mm, that's the second important. And when you are driven by illusion, and then you connect back to your previous life, you started to feel like you have a same body of that. If you realize this is emptiness, sound of emptiness, this is light of clarity, and then you also realize that you are just mind. And then when you are just you started to realize you are just mind, and then you started to see that the physical form you thought you have also transform into a like celestial form, light, in the form of light, pureness. Hmm? It's like in ordinary people see everything form of, when it is gross, is a form of elements, composition of element, reactions of, in a scientific way, reactions of chemical. Okay, in a pure way, in a subtle way, everything is a composition of light. That is how there's a question about rainbow body. That is how the Dzogchen master who transform into a rainbow body is that they don't see or consider or like this our physical body as a composition of elements. They see everything in a pure form of light, and it actually activated into that. I think activated is the correct word. That is the kind of mm, how to say, the Tibetan term is ngondu jurba. Ngondu jurba is activation. I think so. Mm. Yeah, actualize. Sorry, actualize, actualize. So what reality is, you are able to actualize it, okay, and then it transform. So that is the concept. We won't go deeper in this because we have to talk more about Pardo. So that is the, is it clear? Okay. Mm. So we have Dharmakaya Pardo, where you can achieve the highest level of the realization, and especially those who knows the practice, and then fortunately, if a lama could attend just before the dying process, if lama remind the practitioner about the practice or the procedure of this dissolution and everything, then we called a sumzum, gathering of three conditions. Gathering of three conditions. First, you know how to practice it. Second, the master has remind you. Third, there's a situation, it appear situation that all the negative emotions pacified and that moment came, and these three condition makes you more like easier to realize. So three conditions, okay, you know the practice, you know the concept, you are aware of this, and then a master or a practitioner remind you while the process happening, because your mind is very clear at that time, and then you are able to continue, maintain that, sustain that attitude or concentration or focus, and then situation can arise, and that situation will help you to be in that moment, and that's most important. Gathering of three conditions, okay. Mm. So in Dzogchen normally say three places where you can be realized, achieve realization. The toll, they say toll. Toll is achieving realization. So highest level Dharmakaya Pardo, second level middle uh, Pardo of Sambhogakaya, and third level the lowest, I can say, uh, the Pardo of Nirmanakaya. Okay, so uh, yeah, and then And that moment, okay, let's put in that way, easier. Okay, okay. So uh, illusion drive you to more illusion, and you stuck there. When you stuck there, you think that everything is out there, and you struggle with this, you fight for that, and then it goes more and more, and you stuck, how to say, uh, more deeper in that. Okay, that is when you cannot achieve realization. And when you uh, started to realize that this is just coming from my mind, okay, it's just a manifestations of my mind. And now, in this state, all the meditations that is connected with Laktong, Turgle, what you have practiced, became a useful here. And in the previous, all the meditation that is connected, Tekche, Shine, work. Okay, here, Turgle work. Because Turgle or all this, like even all this, like how things manifest or like this, so deep into. So this is the moment. So this is more about Dzogchen. But in Tantra, I almost forgot to mention Tantra all these 2 days. Okay. Oh my god. Too deep in Dzogchen. Because I should mention, because majority of the English book which I've seen about Bardó, the ordinary, most are based on Tantra. Okay. And Tantra, it teach you when the illusion arises, fear, somebody comes to kill you, someone is how to tracing you, driving away you, all these things, whatever happens in Tantra, they will guide you. The Tantra guides you that visualize everything in the form of uh, how to say, uh, wrathful and peaceful deities. So wrathful deities and peaceful deity, it has a different numbers according to different teachings. Normally, we say in Bern, 45 peaceful deities and 86 wrathful deities also. But I think in other texts they are different, 42, uh, um, 58, I think so, yeah. And then also fewer also. But anyways, uh, it is all the concept of the teaching called Shito, you know, Shito text. And the thirdal prayers, which comes from Shito, and the thirdal prayers, which comes Pardo thirdal prayer, that comes from Shito and that comes from Dzogchens, are a little bit different. Okay, one guide you to be in a natural state of mind, to be aware of it. One guide you, pray for that, visualize that, how to say this, like kigum, generating stage, kirim, gomrim, all these things. Okay, so there are different uh, different concepts, different way, different systems, uh, different. Hmm. So that these are two different. Okay, so sometimes people often, they are, when they are new to it, and they are not aware of this difference, and they think that, oh, he's talking something wrong, where maybe he doesn't know about this, like this. As you have to know, this is according to this and that is according to that. mm. And it's a level of ability, mental ability, and many things has to do, and it has something to do with how you practice all your life, has something to do with it. So anyway, mm, anyway, what I want to say is that if you learn a tantra bardó, it is more entertaining. It is more close to Hollywood movie. It has more episodes. It has more entertaining. Also, it is more scary. It's not like simple as I'm trying to give you here like this. Yeah, you look at um, that state and be aware of this. No, it's not like this. It's full of drama, full of drama. Okay, it's a very very detailed, most detailed part of the teachings. Even in some monastery, like Tsetuk monastery in Kham, it's a burn old monastery. It's situated or located in the very high mountain in front of six peaked mountain in front of, and this monastery has a tradition of a like a performing a ritual dance of Pardo uh, every 12 years. So biggest festival, and there's a belief that once you saw it and you won't suffer in the Pardo. And these concepts come from the Shito, or like very systematically, like uh, the wrathful deities, peaceful deities, and messengers, and then how you call it, on the top there is a famous man. Everybody's afraid of it. The Yama, how you call it, the dead of God, which we didn't even mention in Dzogchen. We forgot him. We don't have a place for him. We talk about our karmic seeds, our karmic traces, our mind, karma, karmic traces, and that's all. But in Shito, it means you are entering the kingdom of Yama. You enter into the kingdom of Yama, the Lord of Death, and you have to follow. You have to uh, get punished, or you will get a reward, whatever happens, that system. So it is completely different. Okay, so I just want to say this because to have idea in your mind how it works in Tantra and how it works in Dzogchen. Overall, it is a dream. A kind of dream that is driven by your mind. Even there is a whole kingdom of Yama, it's in your mind. Okay, not there like how to say, uh, like Europe, America, like this. Okay, so that is important. You should know about this. So I think it's the easiest way to understand the concept. Mhm. Oh, in that drama, in that you, you suffer, you struggle, you became unconsciousness for several times. Oh, there will be people, messenger of the Yama, come to your home, drag you out. Oh, all these things happens. Ah, yeah. But something interesting things happens that I used to share this information often. Oh, what is the time? I should look at time. 6. Okay, so it's still there. Okay, yeah. I'm sort of dialogue. I'm semi dialogue or half dialogue. How you call it? Just kidding. I had some kind of near death experience when I was in school. I was young. We went to a swimming in a river, natural river. So somehow I know how to swim that time, but somehow leg in the water, the somehow the sense went something, and then I forgot how to swim. And when I forgot how to swim because of fear, and I tried to jump up when I was drowning, three times says I'm drowning, and all of the my friends, they knew I knew how to swim, and they made fun of it. He's acting, but I really drowned. And the moment I confirmed that I'm dying, the consciousness was so clear. I remember the way water went into my nostrils and entered into somehow, maybe it should be lungs, like so precisely, coolness, everything I remember. And then, like, it's very strange. And the next moment, I was on the, how to say, beach, or how you call it, on the sandy part of the dry out of the river. And then I was hold by some of my friends, and some of the friends already ran away. They thought someone died. Oh, we should run away. And one person, when I didn't came out of the river for a while, and he take, took out me out of the river, and then they did this on my uh, stomach, and water came, and they said that first word which I utter, which I said is leave me alone. Okay, leave me alone. And they don't know why, but later slowly my memory, how to came back, and I had to dream in between that. Actually, now I'm forgetting. Is it a black man or white man? There was a man. A few years ago I remember the man. Someone is in a horse and tied me with the rope and dragging me on the land, and he was riding on a horse. I'm on the ground, like dragging. So I had this dream, but actually maybe they are dragging my body out of the river on the sand, and at the same time maybe I'm having the dream of carrying by that white or black man on the horse. So that's why I'm saying leave me alone. That's why when I came out of the unconsciousness, and then I had this word. So and then when I opened my eyes, that moment was very clear, very clear. First, it was very difficult to bear. Like I could not bear to open it because the light outside was so strong. So it took for a while for me to open my eyes. I can see only white light. So it's very hard for me. I can hear the words, people talking, everything, but I cannot open my eyes. While slowly, when I open it, I cannot see anything, only light. And then in this light, slowly, like in the old time we have a negative films for the photo. You see some picture, a little bit, and it comes like this. Some color started to gain, and then more color and more color and more, and then became natural. Okay, this happens, this I experienced. Okay, so why I'm saying is that this should be a same situation when after a consciousness came out of the body after now real, when the consciousness came out of the body means a real secret death, the real death. Now body became useless. Now this consciousness cannot go back. Okay, so and then that mind gain consciousness, and then everything has to start again. As I said, the moment of the uh, bardó of Sambhogakaya, bardó of the clarity. And this movement should be like this, like step by step, which I just very similar to what which I experience from my unconsciousness to consciousness. So these things. mm, and then in the illusion, by these illusions, when someone couldn't achieve realization in this, or couldn't become aware of what he or she see is just a manifestation of his or her mind, and then just see there actually there is something happening, something, and then that drag more, and then some of this part of being get used to it, and they interact with other part of beings, and then they rule their maybe they make build a business there. And some they connect back to their previous family, and that's how these shamans are still keeping their ancestors. They 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 call them whenever they need. Okay, so these are the things, and they are the sign, really sign, if he or she is possessed or not. Things change, vibration change, voice change, acting changes, even some of these, if they are possessed with a very strong powerful spirits, and then they can perform some unnatural things, like drinking a hot, completely very hot boiled water, stepping on their body with knife, and nothing happens. Something strange things can be performed. Still, you can witness these things. Mm? It's a two thing. But very interesting thing is that you cannot stay. I mean, like this ghost or spirits cannot remain in a body that doesn't belongs to you for longer than certain period. Maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, no longer than that. They struggle. They should come out. That is how the tradition, they often tie and then trap there, and ask, if you don't reveal the secret, if you don't tell the real truth of you, we won't let you come out. And then being there longer is the struggle for them, because for them it is a completely new world, different world. It's completely like how you call it, to unknown, or to it's like in sauna you have a hot sauna and cold sauna. Somebody came from hot sauna is going into a cold sauna, freezing sauna or freezing water, and cannot remain there. And somebody caught here, and you should stay here. I won't let you out. So then he was, oh please let me know, let me go. I will do anything what you say, something like this. So this is how traditional blackmail with the spirits. Okay, and even this master, they blackmail with the spirits and make a slaves practitioner, using their power into good. There are many ways. There are many ways. Mm. So that is the concept. Okay, I don't know how long we should have time. Yeah. Anyway, I can start the next part though. Even then, now next pardo is a parol sipi pardo. Parol means a, how you call it. This is really tricky to use English word. Parol means over there, actually, bank of the river. Okay, something like this. Parul Sipa means now you are in Pardo, and new life is over there. life New life is over there. You are here in Pardo. So over there, Sipa means existence. So going to exist there, a Pardo that lead you to exist there. Okay, means now this is the chance. This is a chance when you couldn't achieve realization in the first Pardo and second Pardo, and this is a chance that there are less chance for realization achieved, but you can be freed from the Pardo journey. You can be freed from the Pardo journey. And what happened is that those who achieve kind of certain realization during the Pardo of the clarity, that is the best, and not, then there is a way that they can become aware that they are, okay, and they don't enjoy there. So then what they do is that they will start to find a way. For example, first, when you gain the consciousness, and then all these manifestations, light, everything, illusion happens, and you still have attitude that you are the person which you were, and you think you have a real body, what you had, and then what you do is you try to contact uh, your relatives, you go to your work, uh, you go to your favorite restaurant, but nobody give okay care to you. There's no connection. You are not existence to them. Maybe someone says, oh, poor guy died very badly, and I say, what, I died? Can be like this, and then slowly you realize you died, and then you says, okay, I died, I don't want to be here, I should find a good way. Hmm? And then struggle with movement. As I said, first phase is connected with past life, second phase is connected with the present situation, and the third phase is driven by your karmic traces that lead you to the future life. And then you struggle, you realize you have power, you can go anywhere where you want it, reach immediately there. You don't need any jet or whatever. You just thought and you reach there. So it's mind. And then slowly you started to enter into different place where, and like this, and then you will have understanding of to gain a new life. And then because of your karmic reaction, you will always how to say, come across people uh, connected to your karmic relation, who might become your future parents, and that is the way how you manifest. So dharmakaya, empty, sambhogakaya, clear light, nirmanakaya, manifestation. This is called bardó of nirmanakaya. You are going to manifest new life. This is not opportunity as high as those two, but this is a opportunity. You can be free from this bardó trap, bardó journey, bardó suffering. Hmm? So then you will go there, and then you meet different people, and some people smell you didn't like, some people act you didn't like, and then some of them, whatever they are, it is very comfortable for you, and like this, and slowly you enter. So now this connect back to the Friday talk. So how the consciousness enter into new life. The circle of all. Yeah. Mm. Is it clear? Oh yeah. Or you can ask question. We have 15 minutes.
Yes, we have a little bit more than 15 minutes. And actually, there were some questions in the
Okay,
chat.
that would be great.
So, shall I read them? The questions from the chat? Okay. So, there was a question that,
Yes.
Dear Rinpoche, what happens if somebody is not enlightened but has some experience of abiding in the nature of the moving mind? The co-emergent clear light, when the awakening, the dreaming state, and the meditation are not different. Is there any danger of not getting to the right place?
Can you repeat the second phase of the question?
So the second phase is, okay, it's a very long question. So is there any danger of not getting to the right place?
Okay. Okay, maybe I don't know what it means, but somehow when you are not, when you couldn't achieve the realization, but you know the practice and everything, it helps you to how to travel the journey more smoothly and without any suffering. That's the one thing. The second thing is there's a level of the achievements. Okay, different levels. You completely enlightened, or you became a like a kind of in a something like concept like you born in a pure land, or something like you will have some ability to choose your life. These things can happen.
The next question is, how can we differ inner and outer appearances in 3 moments before the Dharmakaya Bardo?
Oh, it's just like as I said, example of a dream. Uh, it's only just like what you see and what you feel. That's the difference. Okay, there's no actually the gross real eye uh, or it's not working, but it's the same like how you experience in the dream. Even your eyes are shut down, but you see the things by eyes in the dream. Same things happens. Same things happens.
Okay. Next question is from the chat also. What is the difference between burying a body or cremation? So does it have any difference in the Bardo process if a body is buried or cremated? That's the question.
Yeah. Uh, uh, for the dying person, that doesn't affect much, but the according to the astrology, everything should be returned back to things. So there are something like alignment and not to ruin the environment who are living remaining behind, or there are many deep philosophy. So for that, it has to be calculated and to know what should be performed. That is the concept.
There is another question in the chat about the pova. Do we do pova after the breath death?
What death?
Breath. That's what he put or she put here. Breath, when the breathing stops. I think that's what he thought
Okay,
of.
you can do in normally you can do, but the right moment is when I said this when this happens. Okay, the pardo of dharmakaya happens. That's the experience that happens. That's the right moment. But you can do that time, you can do later time. There are many. Power is not only about how to transferring consciousness out of the body, but it is also how to say, transferring the mind consciousness to the pure land or enlightened realization. So it can be performed even after, even somebody is in pardo. Power can be performed.
Next question from the chat. In a conscious dream, I entered a spontaneously into a bright, strong blue dimension. I also experienced this blue light during the practice of the 9 breath of purification. Is this the same as the third level of Dharmakaya Bardó, the brilliant blackness?
Not exactly, not exactly. This is more like happen in a dream or like this, but that is a condition naturally happen in a process.
There are just a couple of more from here, the chat. Why do consciousness forget its previous lives once it gets a new one?
Is not forgetting. Is many of not forgetting, not forgetting. It's not forgetting. It's a, how to say? It's hidden. While you sleep, many things happens. While you sleep, you have a dream of unknown world. You have a dream of unknown people. Those are the memory. It's not forgetting. And some people remember in broad light, not sleeping in without dream. They remember. It depends on people. Some people even forget whatever happened in this life. Same concept. It's not actually forgetting. It's somewhere deep inside. It didn't pop up. Okay.
No.
What they say is that as I gave example of this land in horror, support their child when they were young and they talk nonsense things, and they support it because the belief is that when you are young, you your mind is not polluted by present samsara, present people around you, samsaric, how to say, issues, present samsaric issue. So that is why you have a clear moment, memories of the past, and which isn't not buried under somewhere. So it pop up, and then you say it, and then while you are growing more elder or more, and then all the information that comes from the present samsara will bury what you had before. This is the one.
Okay.
It doesn't remain. Yeah.
So we have many questions here, but Anna Christine has raised hand, and I would like to ask everybody to raise hand and ask directly Rinpoche, because maybe if the question needs clarification, it's easier. So I'm going to unmute Christine.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Again, please.
Yeah. Mhm.
Christine, we don't hear you.
Mm.
Now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. First, I want to say thank you for this nice teachings, and I have to leave after this hour. Sorry for that.
No.
So my question is, we talk about very much about spirits. They take place in the body of alive people. So, but it's also right that masters, they was died. They never will do to take place in the human body, I think. And this is, I think, only with consciousness, huh? Hat nicht, hört ihr mich nicht? You don't understand?
Rinpoche, you're muted.
What I yeah. Okay. Can you repeat it one more? I sort of understand, but I want to make myself clear.
Okay, you talk very much about spirits. They they take place in the human.
Yes.
And talk through it, and so I think it's right that Master, he died. He will never do this
No.
to take the body of somebody else.
Yeah.
When he want to teach, he teach in a different way, huh?
Different way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's right. But uh, this concept, it is important for you to understand. This is very traditional Tibetan concept. First things, when Pardo people is how you go, visible only to Pardo beings, first thing. And besides Pardo people or Pardo beings, they are visible to two levels of a human being. Two levels of human being. First level, who are highly achieved, who has a power to see something special. That. Second level, whose luck is too down, whose ability is too low that even the Pardo beings can control them. There are two levels. Okay, that is one thing. And that is why whenever somebody is possessed and then the person get a very difficult life, illness, uncomfortable, not happy, and they have to go through so many healings and like this, okay, purification and like this. That is one thing. And majority of these people later they doesn't like to be part of a crowd, functions, events, and like this happens. Okay, this majority, I've seen this. That's the thing. And the second thing is that when the spirits became very powerful in the Pardo, and then if a master has, how you call it, bound to the commitment to transform his or her power into a positivity, and then sometime uh, they make a possibility to enter these powerful spirits. Even some of them are designated as a protector of Dharma protector, and can enter, which is called medium, or invite in a special person's body. And in Tibetan, they often call it kutin. So from that, then the conflict, discussion, issues comes from whether this which enter into this is a really attained one or is a worldly protectors, and these issues comes. So that is the concept.
Thank you.
Mm.
Okay, so we have more questions in the chat. Shall I read?
Okay.
Or yeah, or there is another hand.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay,
welcome
so
back.
Gisele.
Olá, olá,
Yeah.
obrigada. Eu gostaria de saber se pode existir no bardo
Welcome.
algum espírito que nunca tenha encarnado.
Oh, okay. Internet is connection is unstable. My internet. Oh, 1 minute. My internet is not.
Yes, your internet is a little bit weak. Yes.
Okay. Now, yeah, please. Incarnated. Oh yeah. Numerous. Many of them choose being in the Pardo.
Ok, obrigada. Muito obrigada.
Thank you.
Okay. So, okay, I go through a lot of questions here. I probably won't be able to. Okay, there is another one. Is there an encounter with Bardo beings? What can one do to help them? So what can we do to help Bardo beings when we meet them? And what can we do to protect ourselves from any interferences or obstacles that comes from the Bardo beings?
So in that case, there are many ways of ritual according to the situation. If it comes in your dream, and then you have to check in which way. Is it seeking help, or is it come for to sue you, or any other issues? It differ. Okay, that's the one thing. If it is in reality, it confront, and then you have to check again. One thing, it is your obstacle when you confront, because only two things can happen. Only two levels of people can see them. One which should be very high, which has ability to tame them. Another which whose luck level is so down that time that Pardo spirits or being can able to control them. So in that case, if you are low level one, then it is a unfortunate or a obstacle. So in that case, there are many ways to perform kind of a avoid this obstacle.
So there is another question, which is a repeating question. I read that, and then there is Beth with the hand. But first, I read this question. It's about donation of the organs, because we had a question about that yesterday. That Stan is asking that if a person has donated his or her organs for harvesting upon death, without knowing about the bardó, could harvesting their organs damage them in the bardó process?
No, because in that case, because this man or woman or he or she has this kind of determination or confirmation, affirmative, how to say, wishes. So it is more like you are ready for it. You know it's happening. So in that case, it doesn't intervene. Is it that?
Yeah, I think that's what he asked. And then I asked to unmute Beth. She has a question.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Hello. How does one who is in a bardo existence help themselves out? Can they?
One themselves. First thing is they have to know that they died. That is very important. And the second thing is that when they could, how to say, became aware of their, they already died, and then they should know how to say, how to get out of this. So means like either seeking a new life, or uh, to do a better, or how to deal with the current situation and like this. So those are the important things.
Thank you.
There is a question in the chat that the ancestral spirits with whom the shamans connect are of their ancestors who remain in the bardo. The people who are possessed by spirits need to have some karmic connections with them. So actually, that's two questions.
Yeah. So majority of the spirits in the that shamans or other religious or practice, they invite them, are still in Pardo, because the way they act, the cruelty sometimes they do, is you can judge from that. And then some of them are enlightened, they say enlightened, and then the way they work is different. In that case, you cannot say they are in Pardo, but still the discussion, the argument is often there. So uh, I would say that both are there. Both are there. Okay.
Okay. So the other question is, how do you know if people that die is stuck in bardo, or they have passed the bardo? That's another question.
Yes, this is important. I've seen this question before, yeah, in the email. Okay, there are many ways. First, very obvious way is when he or she comes often in the dreams of their relatives, their close ones, their parents, or their daughter, children, son, or whatever. So when they come often, and then you can feel they are in bardó, still striking. That's the one thing. And second thing is there are many ways to examine, to check, uh, through astrology, through more, how you call this, more, mm,
Divination.
divination, uh, and there are more ways to, how to say, mm, to analyze them. That is the one thing. Mm? Is it all? Yeah.
Yeah, there are more. Maybe then one more because
One
we
more.
are over time. Yeah. There is one more question. Aren't memories shut down in the three important moments? If we talk about applying the Bardo teaching at that time,
Uh,
how and when should we focus on remembering about the recognition of the nature of the mind?
oh, when the things happens like descending appearances, experiences, when all these things happen, you have to be remain in, like, you have to be aware and remain in that state, and that's it. When you're able to remain in that state, even the moment it should be go as unconsciousness, but you are in that state. Okay, if you couldn't maintain there, and then you go into a completely blank unconsciousness. Is it the question what you want to ask? I think, yeah.
I don't know, somebody put
Okay.
it here. And we have two more. I don't know if you would like to receive them or shall we stop?
Okay, maybe later repeat it in the
Okay,
next session. Okay.
okay.
And have a break and see you after break.
Okay, see you. We will close Zoom room now for this 1 hour break that we have. So we come back at 7 p.m. Central European time. So please sign out, or interpreters too, and we will open up just 15-20 minutes before, and please arrive on time for the last session. I'm asking everybody. Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you. See you.
See you.